Commissioner Koppel,
Yes.
County Commissioner Nara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Tamara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Director Rios.
Yes, we have minutes for approval.
Yes, the Board of County Commissioners reorganization, January 7th, 2021 at 5 o'clock PM. And the Board of County Commissioners regular meeting, January 21st, 2021 at 7 o'clock PM.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
County Commissioner Armwood,
Yes.
County Commissioner Ascona Barber,
Yes.
County Commissioner Kenny,
Yes.
County Commissioner Koppel,
Yes.
County Commissioner Nara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Tamara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Director Rios.
Yes, we have ordinance, so we have a public hearing and a final adoption.
Notice of this public hearing was published in the Home News Tribune on January 26, 2021. This public hearing was authorized at a meeting of the Board of County Commissioners held on January 21st, 2021.
The clerk will read ordinance number 456.
Bond Ordinance 456, bond ordinance providing for various 2021 capital improvements and equipment acquisitions by and in the County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, appropriating $80 million, therefore, and authorizing $34,285,714 bonds or notes of the county to finance part of the costs thereof, and authorizing the public hearing to be held on Thursday, February 4th, 2021 at 7 o'clock PM and publication thereof.
Before I declare the public hearing open, I just want to remind everyone that I would like to state that we'll utilize advanced capabilities and technology to conduct this meeting in order to keep the quorum of this meeting and allow those wishing to speak to do so uninterrupted. The following instructions, which the clerk of the board recited earlier, apply to this meeting. For those joining us on this call who have spoken in the past, please note that these instructions have changed due to changes in the technology being utilized. Participants on this call will have the ability to speak during the public portions of this meeting. Before participants can unmute themselves, they must press *9 to virtually raise your hand. When your hand is raised, you will be placed in the queue or virtual line to speak during the public portion. The moderator will ask participants with raised hands to unmute themselves. When this happens, the phone operator will instruct the participant to press *6 to unmute themselves. You will know that when you've been unmuted and it's time to speak when you hear the operator say you're unmuted. When a participant has either completed their comments or are told their allocated 5 minutes are up, they will be placed on mute by the moderator. So to recap these updates, you must press *9 to raise your hand, then press *6 when the operator tells you to do so in order to speak during any of the public portions. Now the operator will open up the floor for public comments, and it's only comments are on this bond ordinance. Moderator, is there anyone in the queue?
Yes, Director, I will unmute the first individual now.
Okay, please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, Mr. Commissioner Director. This is Charlie Cradaville. I'm calling from New Brunswick, and I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today, a community news outlet available online at newbrunswicktoday.com. I did think it would be important for the public to have some explanation of what this ordinance is for, considering it involves $80 million. Can you tell me some of the highlights of where that money is going to go and why you're supporting this tonight?
Joe Pruitti, can you elaborate for Mr. Cradaville, please?
Yes, I can. This is our annual capital improvement ordinance, and it's funding projects throughout the county. Parks departments, highways and bridges, engineering, those are the main ones. But we also have facilities management, such as the adult correction facility and other main projects. I can provide you a list if you'd like of all the projects.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. You can email me if you don't have my email address. It's editor@newbrunswicktoday.com. I'm curious, are there any projects in New Brunswick?
There might be some paving projects, and I'm sure there's some engineering projects as well, but I'll give you the specifics when I email you the list.
Okay, thank you kindly. That's all I have on this.
Thank you, Mr. Cradaville. Is there anyone else?
Yes, Director, I will unmute the next individual.
please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes, and your comments are, or questions are based only on the bond ordinance number 456.
Director Rios, according to the Sunshine Law, I don't have to state my name or address. When it's the public's time to speak, it says let them speak. May I speak?
What's your name and address? If you're not going to state your name and address, then you're going to be muted.
I will state my name and address only because you're going to mute me. Cristo, Edison, New Jersey, but...
Cristo, is this Cristo Macropolis?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay, you have 5 minutes to speak on the bond ordinance.
Director Rios, you just threatened to mute me for no reason at all. I'm trying to follow the letter of the law. It says I do not have to provide my name and address. In the future, can you please not threaten me by kicking me out of my own public meeting? This is the public's meeting.
I'm just making a statement. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just making a statement that these are the rules of the County Board of Commissioners, that when you speak, you give your name and address, and you're speaking on the bond ordinance. So how can we help you on the bond ordinance?
So when you say the rules, are you saying this is your policy?
Speak on the bond ordinance, Mr. Macropolis.
Okay, please call me Cristo. And what's the number of the ordinance? 456?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what's this going to be used for? Because it's very vague. It's not really. It just says it's going for various 2021 capital improvements and equipment acquisitions. I don't understand why the equipment can't be listed, and why they're not going to let the public know what these various improvements are.
If you would like a list of what the bond is going to be covering, we could certainly have it emailed to you, just like our treasurer, Joe Peretti, mentioned to the previous caller. That you want to email it to you, he could email you a copy of the bond ordinance on what's going to be in those projects.
Yes, can I give you my email?
Sure can.
Cristo, like my first name, CHRISTO, 732, my area code, at hotmail.com. But at the same time, I still don't understand. The public shouldn't have to acquire you guys to send out the full list. It should be listed right here on the agenda I'm looking at, and it should always be for transparency and accountability. And I hope everyone votes no on this because of how vague it is. And like you said, I appreciate you wanting to send me over an email about this Ordinance 456, but since I haven't had the time to read it, and I am the public, and most of the public hasn't had the time to read it to see where these are going for, I can't see, Director Rios, how any of you can even vote for or against it. I think you should table this at the moment and bring it back at the next meeting. I feel that's what's most appropriate. What do you think, Director Rios?
As the treasurer stated, these are for different projects, whether it be road improvements, equipment, work at the adult correctional facility, and engineering as well. And so, yes, I feel these are important projects, or important to fund, and I support it.
I may be in support of it too. I'm not saying that I'm against it, Director Rios. What I'm saying is that I'm a member of the public, and the public should be able to know exactly what our elected officials are voting for. And even if this is something that I would support, I would just ask that you table this for the next meeting, so this way the public can be better informed. I don't want you guys to, let's say, pocket some of this money and funnel it to some of your committee members. You understand what I'm saying, Director
Time's
Rios?
up.
Your time is up. Those are,
Director Rios, Commissioner Kenny?
who's that?
Commissioner Kenny.
Oh,
Steve Kenny.
go ahead.
Just real quick, just for point of clarification, this was introduced last month. The first introduction is done at our previous meeting. And then the second public hearing is held at this meeting. So it gives the public at least time to gather the information from the clerk's office if they so wish to see what is on the list. And as was said by Mr. Peretti earlier, this is our yearly capital work that we do every year.
Thank you, Commissioner Kenny.
Director, may I just, I'm sorry, this is Commissioner Nara. I just wanted to point out too that the actual ordinance does list all of the projects. So as Commissioner Kenny was saying, when we introduced it last week, the actual ordinance goes through a long list of the projects divided out by the different departments. So.
Thank you, Commissioner Nara. Operator, is there anyone else in the queue?
There is not, Director, at this time.
Is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to close in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There's a motion to adopt ordinance number 456 on final reading.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Roll call?
County Commissioner Armwood,
Yes.
County Commissioner Escono-Barber,
Yes.
County Commissioner Kenny,
Yes.
County Commissioner Koppel,
Yes.
County Commissioner Nara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Tamaro,
Yes.
County Commissioner Director Rios.
Yes. Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Deputy Director Ken Armwood.
Thank you. From the Department of Business Innovation, Education, and Opportunity, from the Arts Institute. Throughout the month of February, the Arts Institute of Middlesex County is presenting, promoting, and supporting a multitude of arts and culture events, exhibitions, and shows for the benefit of the public. The month is packed with exciting programming, primarily centered around Black History Month. While the pandemic has had an effect on in-person events, the Arts Institute is partnering with organizations to provide engaging and thought-provoking experiences online. These events can be accessed virtually and are free to enjoy for all county residents and beyond. Please visit www.middlesexcountyNJ.gov/arts-culture for full details on all the events listed above and many more. Registration details and links to live stream events are available. To honor Black History Month, the Arts Institute will also present a series of videos and content on www.middlesexcountyNJ.gov/Black History Month. Please visit throughout the month of February for more exciting programs. From the Office of Cooperative Extension Services, I am pleased to report that the Cooperative Extension Services Master Gardener volunteers will be offering free virtual garden talks to local library groups and garden clubs within the county who have requested such services. The spring 2021 session of Are You Ready to Garden will take place every Thursday evening starting at 6:30 p.m. starting on March 11th, 2021. The topics will address routine gardening tips and aim to help home gardeners grow food in a variety of spaces. Other topics include planning a vegetable garden, starting seeds on a budget, and demonstrating exciting vegetable varieties. Plans for the Rose for the Hungry Gardens 2021 growing season are underway. The goal is to start vegetable plants earlier this year with more seasonal crops and utilizing protective garden materials to aid in production and maturity for earlier harvest times. We will continue to work with groups such as MC Foods and Elijah's Promise to donate fresh and healthy produce to our needy constituents. Over 12,000 pounds of fresh produce were produced and donated in 2020. The team hopes to triple production and donations in 2021. From the Office of Career Opportunity. The Office of Career Opportunity has outlined goals in 2021 to engage community partners such as the public library system, nonprofit organizations, and faith-based community organizations in the county to better understand the current ecosystem of services available to job seekers in Middlesex County and to devise better methods of outreach and delivery of service. The office will be sponsoring a virtual partnership event to encourage information and resource sharing between the various county entities and employment and training opportunities. Please visit the county website for more details. And lastly, from the Office of the Superintendent of Schools, I'm happy to report a major accomplishment in that now Middlesex County has bridged the digital divide with 100% of the Middlesex County students having access to the internet. Also, substitute certification process is now available online and payments can be submitted online. The office has successfully been distributing PPE, adult and youth masks to all school districts in coordination with the New Jersey State Police. And that concludes my report, Director. Happy Black History Month.
Thank you, Commissioner Deputy Director Arnold. Commissioner Clarabelle Ascona-Barber.
Thank you, Director Rios. Middlesex County has been awarded $25 million in federal funds to provide renter and utility assistance to county residents who are struggling financially due to the pandemic. The county is working quickly to launch the COVID-19 Emergency Renter Assistance Program and will begin accepting applications in spring 2021. Funds from the program may be used to pay overdue rent and utility bills, as well as limited ongoing assistance. Information on the program can be found on the Middlesex County website. I want to announce a new service for Middlesex County residents impacted by the opioid disorder. This initiative is to prevent and reduce rates of opioid overdoses and overdose of deaths, educate individuals and families, and reduce stigma. The Middlesex County Mobile Outreach for Recovery Program is designated on a flexible, rotating schedule to meet clients whenever they are in homes, parks, soup kitchens, food pantries, or houses of worship. Services provided will include information about opioid use disorders, medication assistance, treatment, and resources, training on opioid overdose prevention, risk reduction kits, and homeless outreach care packs and amenities. Rutgers University Behavioral Health Care has been identified through a competitive RFP program to provide these services. For more information, you can contact the Middlesex County Office of Human Services. Also, with the recent freezing temperatures, I would like to remind our residents that there are several home energy assistance programs available. All programs have a specific criteria to meet in order to qualify. For further details or to find out how to apply, please call the Middlesex County Office of Aging and Disabled Services or visit the county webpage for additional information. And that concludes my report, Director Rios.
Thank you. Commissioner Charlie Kenny?
Thank you, Director. Just a few items. Coming up in the month of March, we have some projects that'll be getting started, weather permitting. Hopefully by then the snow will melt. One of them, or two projects are pedestrian beacons and rapid flashers. One is in South Plainfield on Maple Ave, and one is in Port Reading on Port Reading Ave by, I believe it's Daniel Street. And also in Saraville, we'll be removing the rail tracks by Burnett Street, I believe it is, and doing a milling and paving of that road. And so those are some projects that are coming up. I'd also like to mention that with Black History Month, the county, if it has not already because of the weather, it will be putting up the flag for Black History Month. And then the last item that I have is I just want to say thank you to all the members, Gary Vesh, the DPW, our members in the parks, and all the other county employees that chip in to help plow our roads during a storm like we had, and during all storms. As always, they do a fantastic job of keeping the roads open and cleared so that traffic can move around, especially the emergency vehicles that are out there. Storms like this are never easy. You have the factor of the duration. You have the factor of the rapid snowfall during part of the storm where you plow the street and it's getting covered over right behind you. And then you have the fact that it is a tough thing to do because of it's so long. So I just want to say thank you to all of them for all the work that they did in regards to this storm. Oh, I'm sorry. The last fact was the fact that there's so much snow that after a while it's very hard to find a place to move it to. It gets very tough to move. So once again, fantastic job by everybody involved, and I thank you all very much. And that's all I have, Director.
Thank you. Commissioner Leslie Koppel?
Thank you, Director. As we heard, tonight we adopted a capital improvement bond ordinance that will continue to enhance our existing infrastructure. Ordinance 5456 focuses on the county's infrastructure for 2021 fiscal year and for future years. The ordinance will provide continued funding for our bridges and culverts, general road projects, intersections and signals, our park system, building improvements to adult correction facility, fire academy, police training center, as well as many other county projects. We continue to issue these required bonds under our AAA rating umbrella, which results in direct savings for the county taxpayers by paying lower interest rates. These savings allow the county to undertake and fund additional capital improvements not otherwise possible. It is estimated that in the last 15 years, the county saved over $39 million by having the highest rating possible. I also have an update on the Middlesex County CARES Act Small Business Relief Grant Program. This afternoon, we processed the 8th round of payments for the program. 118 payments totaling $2,688,000 were mailed out to small businesses throughout the county to help them remain open. To date, we have issued payments on the average of $25,000 each to 924 small businesses for a total payout of over $22,800,000. That, Director, concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Santinara?
Thank you, Director. From the Office of Health Services, the office is still offering its free COVID testing for any county resident. The county is also utilizing its mobile testing trailer, enabling us to move throughout the county. Persons wanting to get tested are required to register on the county's website, www.middlesexcountynj.gov/COVID-19. The schedule of the upcoming test dates and locations is also available on this site. Those registering will receive a time, date, and location. We continue to utilize the saliva testing method pioneered by Rutgers University, which is less intrusive than the nasal swab procedure and comparably accurate. The office continues its vaccination clinics at various locations throughout the county. Moving forward, county vaccination clinics are available only to Middlesex County residents. I want to repeat, moving forward, county vaccination clinics are available only to Middlesex County residents. As a reminder, the state has implemented specific criteria for each respective phase, and the county is following those guidelines. Registration and reservation for all county sites, as well as for the mega site at the Raritan Center, will be taking place through the New Jersey Vaccine Scheduling System, otherwise known as NJVSS, a state system that facilitates registration and appointment reservations across New Jersey, which can be accessed through www.middlesexcountynj.gov/COVID-19, as well as through the state website, covidvaccine.nj.gov. On Sunday, January 31st, the state sent out a notice through NJVSS that the second dose appointments originally scheduled to be sent by January 30th were delayed due to the impact of the nor'easter and the need to prioritize the rescheduling of appointments across the state. The state's notice indicated that for those who are waiting on NJVSS notification of the second dose appointment, those appointments will be sent out as soon as the extent of the storm's disruption of operations is fully known. The email notifications will include information on the date and time of second appointment, and the appointments will be located at the same vaccination center as the individual's first dose. I understand that there are quite a number of people who are concerned and anxious about receiving contact about when their second dose has been scheduled. I'd ask you all to continue to be patient, but also be assured that Middlesex County is making a commitment that anyone who received their first dose at a Middlesex County site will receive their second dose at that same site. Residents are reminded that the county only receives limited quantities of vaccine. These are administered following registration, so we're asking all residents to be patient, and as supplies increase, please know that we are positioned to expand our vaccination clinics. I will add that we do have plans to have 6 separate sites located throughout the county, and at a point that we receive sufficient vaccine, those sites will be up and running. The county has also partnered with the state of New Jersey and RWJ Barnabas Health to provide vaccines to qualified individuals as per the state's priority guidelines at the Raritan Center mega site. This site is located at New Jersey's Convention and Exposition Center, located at 97 Sunfield Avenue, Raritan Center, Edison. Registration is required, and more information about registering for this site can be found once again on our county website, www.middlesexcountynj.gov/COVID-19, or through the state's website, covid19.nj.gov/vaccine. Vaccinations are occurring at the mega site Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. or unless stated otherwise. For more information on state and federal guidelines, please visit the State of New Jersey's COVID-19 resource page located at covid19.nj.gov/vaccine. For the most up-to-date COVID-19 information in Middlesex County, including scheduling for vaccines and testing, case numbers, health information, helpful resources, and more, please visit our Middlesex County site. Questions about any of these services can be directed to our county-operated call center at 732-745-3100 or at the state's toll-free vaccination hotline at 855-568-0545. And I'll just add, I had received 1 or 2 outreaches from individuals indicating that perhaps yesterday when they reached out to our county call center, they went to voicemail and the voicemail was full. Please understand, because of the storm, we had a tremendous amount of activity, but that call center is operational again. Please call us, and it is open 7 days a week, and you will receive a response. From our bureaus of environmental and solid waste management, Last year, while battling a global pandemic, our divisions were still able to safely provide residents with services that protect and preserve our environment. The following are the aggregate totals of these initiatives. 337.5 tons of tires were collected around the county. 5,936 residents participated in the collection of 753,301 pounds of paint. 4,327 residents took advantage of the county's household hazardous waste programs, which safely disposed of pesticides, cleaners, and the like. 5,245 residents participated in the division's paper shred events, recycling 132.38 tons of paper. In the upcoming weeks, the county's 2021 schedule for recycling and waste management initiatives will be added to the county website. Please check back there at middlesexcountynj.gov. Thank you, Commissioner Director. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Commissioner Charlie Tamaro.
Sir, thank you, Director. I would like to take this time to thank all our county employees for their hard work and determination to keep the county running smoothly during the snowstorm earlier this week. Our crews worked continuously from Sunday through Tuesday to keep our roads clear. I am never surprised with the dependability of our employees, and I'm always proud of their fine performance. And as Charlie Kenny said, you know, this was a very difficult storm, and our employees did an yeoman's job on keeping our roads clear. As a matter of fact, it's great to see on social media, sometimes they, that they talk about the county roads and how good they are. And some roads that aren't county roads, they say they're good and they think they're county roads, so we always take credit for that. But great job by all our employees. Keep up the great work. It's never easy to get behind a steering wheel of one of the plows and to do that type of work. To beat your cabin fever and to get outside this weekend and have some winter fun in the county parks. This week's snowstorm dumped up to 18 inches of snow around the county, and you can stay active by visiting one of our sledding hills, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, or taking a hike. More information can be found on our website at the link for winter fun at your county parks. Our Youth Conservation Corps, the Middlesex County Youth Conservation Corps, is still accepting applications for the spring crew. The deadline is February 19th to submit the applications with tentative start of April 10th. Visit the Middlesex County website, Parks and Recreation page for more information on this great opportunity. Once again, our social distancing, as a reminder, Middlesex County parks and open space are open from sunrise to sunset, 7 days a week. Let's be safe, practice social distancing, wear a mask while you enjoy our parks and open space. And that concludes my report, Director.
Thank you. I just have a few items. I would like to echo my colleagues' comments and thanking all our employees that were involved in the plowing of the snowstorm. It really was a difficult storm. It was a lengthy storm, and it was just constant. And it was very, very difficult for our employees to do that. And I just want to say thank you because they really did a great. I'd also like to extend my gratitude and thanks to all our health department and health and safety department for their hard work and dedication between the testing and doing the vaccinations. And as my colleagues stated, the residents have to be patient with us because all the vaccines that we get, we're certainly administering them. So it's just a matter of the supply. The supply is not where we would like it to be. But as we get the supply, and when the supply increases, we'll certainly increase the inoculations. And I would just like to, again, urge all our residents to make sure they follow all the COVID protocols between social distancing, wearing masks, washing their hands, and understand that, the governor raised the limits starting this weekend as far as indoor dining. And I just say, please, please, please follow the protocol so we don't have a spike. Okay, this time, Mr. Kelso, do we have any resolutions to be added?
There are none.
Any resolutions to be amended?
There are none.
Resolutions to be held?
There are none.
Any resolutions to be voided?
There are none.
Okay, before I open up the meeting to the public, again, for those joining us on this call, as spoken in the past, please note that these instructions have changed due to the changes in technology. Participants on this call will have the ability to speak during the public portion of this meeting. Before participants can unmute themselves, they must press *9 to virtually raise your hand. When your hand is raised, you'll be placed in a queue or virtual line to speak during the public portion. The moderator will ask participants with raised hands to unmute themselves. This happens, the phone operator will instruct the participant to press *6 to unmute themselves. You'll know when you've been unmuted and it's time to speak when you hear the operator say you're unmuted. When a participant has either completed their comments or told their allocated 5 minutes are up, they will be placed on mute by the moderator. So again, to recap those update instructions and also to maintain order and decorum, you must press *9 to raise your hand, then press *6 when the operator tells you to do so in order to speak during any of the public portions. At this time, I open up the meeting to the public and comments only on resolutions listed. Operator, do we have anyone in the queue?
Yes, Director, I will allow the first individual to speak.
Okay, please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes only to speak on resolutions listed.
Yes, Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today once again. Let's start with page 3, resolution 159. I'm curious why you're appointing both of these people to the Construction Board of Appeals, and is there a requirement that members of this board be residents of Middlesex County?
Mr. Kelso?
These are actually reappointments. These individuals are already on the board. And my recollection is there is not a residency requirement. There's a licensing requirement.
Okay. And this, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cradwell, but these individuals worked in the county in local municipalities in their field.
Okay. Can you tell me, I guess this Vice Chairman, Anthony Niebert, what is his connection to Middlesex County?
He was a subcode official for the borough of Carteret, I know.
Oh, okay. And I'm just, we have almost 1 million people in the county, so I'm a little surprised. It does rub me the wrong way to be making appointments of people who don't live here. But I'll verify Mr. Kelso's assertion about the lack of a residency requirement. I'll move on to page 4 at the bottom, number 170, is contract with the ESCNJ. Can I just understand how the ESCNJ was formed? Did the way back when you were called the freeholders, did you create the ESCNJ? Does it have any connection to this board?
Mr. Kelso, can you elaborate on that for us, please?
Which resolution, Charlie? I didn't hear.
170 on page 4, on the bottom of page 4.
Yeah, I'm curious about the origin of the ESCNJ. I know it used to be called the Middlesex County Regional Educational Services Commission. Does that mean it was started by this board?
I don't believe so.
Commissioner Director,
Okay.
This is Ann Hartwick. I can maybe answer the question.
Sure.
The ESCNJ, like you said, was originally called the Middlesex County Educational Services Commission. It was not put together by Middlesex County government. The state allows each county to have an educational services commission to address the needs of students and I guess residents where those needs aren't addressed in their local schools. The ESCNJ has a very large cooperative program for purchasing that covers the entire state. Most governmental entities that I know of and school entities are members of this co-op.
I do know it is huge and it's grown in size. I'm just trying to determine the sort of origin story here. I know, all the other entities. I know the origin story, like the MCIA was started by Richard Pucci in 1991. I'm just curious if anybody knows how the ESC&J got started, and who did that. The reason I'm getting at it is because I know that they take a cut of the contracts, and I'm just curious, since maybe they got their start here in Middlesex, maybe you all might be entitled to some kind of discount on the cut that they're taking. So I'm just curious if anybody has any insights into the commission that they charge, and whether or not there's any opportunity for you to.
The fee that they charge to the vendors, not to the locals who are purchasing from their contracts. And like I said, it was authorized by the state. So the state was the place where these were initiated. Regarding individuals, I can't tell you who the individuals were who started it many, many years ago.
It was before my time, and I'm on the board since 2008, and it's before my time. At that time, it was the Middlesex County Services Education.
Okay. I'll move on to 224. Is unfortunately a need for refrigerated. Could you just tell me about how many morgue trailers the county is acquiring here, or borrowing from the state medical examiner's office? And I presume that it's because of an increase in deaths.
Okay, can Joe Carrizza answer that, or Les? I'm not sure. Maybe John Polomina?
I think Joe Carrizza could provide that response.
Joe? Is Joe on the phone here?
Okay, repeat the question again. I could do.
He's asking on page.
Yeah, the morgue
trailer. It's authorizing the director to execute a letter of agreement with the state medical examiner's office for temporary refrigerated morgue trailers, as required by the county of Middlesex.
Director, this is Commissioner Nara. Charlie, I would just say this is for temporary use of this. So this isn't, as far as I'm aware, not for our purchasing of these vehicles. I believe we might be leasing them, and we're looking. This is authorizing us to lease as necessary. And unfortunately, yes, there have been additional needs.
And Commissioner, just to add to that, that is again working with the state in the event those trailers are required.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone else in the queue, operator?
Yes, Director. I will allow the next individual.
Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes to speak on resolutions.
Director Rios, am I recognized?
Yes, your name and address?
According to the Sunshine Law, I don't have to provide my name or address. It says when it's the public's time to speak, let them speak. May I please continue?
What's your name? What's your name?
Christo.
This Christo Macropolis? Is that you?
Yes, but can you please stop saying my name to the public? Maybe I want to be anonymous.
What's your question in reference to which resolution?
And when I call in for the public comments, since I'm going to say, hey, Jersey Watcher YouTube channel, location, broadcasting worldwide. So will you allow me to call in as Jersey Watcher YouTube channel, broadcasting worldwide? The New Jersey Constitution and Open Public Meetings Act allows it. Will you allow it, Director Rios?
Ask your question in reference to the resolutions listed.
Yes, Freeholder. Now, for 21-158.
158, 168.
No, I'm sorry, 21-159. 21-159 About Anthony J. Niebert, he lives in another county, Township of Ocean. Never heard of this Township of Ocean before. You said he did some work in Carteret, Director Rios. Is that so?
Yes,
So you know this man very well.
I know who he is. That's correct.
Everyone in Carteret knows each other.
This is a reappointment. This is a reappointment to the Construction Board of Appeals.
I'm against this reappointment because I believe that there's some nepotism going on. Director Rios, I believe anytime he gets a job here in this county, he's going to give you some kickbacks. And
You know what? That's an inappropriate comment that you're making. You know, those are pretty harsh allegations that you're making.
I apologize, Freeholder Director. I apologize, Freeholder Director Rios, but the USA
Don't ever insult my integrity.
The USA Constitution does allow me to have an opinion, sir.
What's your question in reference to resolutions listed?
You always say this is public comments. You're allowed to comment. May I please comment on the resolution without being interrupted? Robert's Rules of Order. You're not allowed to interrupt the speaker. May I please continue, Director Rios?
On 159?
Yes, sir. Again, like I said, I believe we need to not reappoint Anthony Niebert, but at the same time, I'm going down the list to Office of Human Resources, and I'm looking at Patrick Gallagher. I think somehow Patrick Gallagher got his job from John Palomina, and well, I think Patrick Gallagher happens to be related to the county fire marshal, Michael Gallagher. And while we're on that subject, Director Rios, are you aware coming up St. Patrick's Day will be 3 years that the county clerk's office, the whole Middlesex County building where you have your freeholders meeting, the fire code is expired. We're coming up.
Direct your questions to resolutions listed.
Okay. Well, I don't understand how we can have Patrick Gallagher, as head of human resources, when, I mean, here they can't even come and check up on the county building, the freeholder building. It's unsafe to even hold your meetings there in person. And this just goes to show the integrity and the character of the people that are in charge of running this county.
We feel very confident with the employees that we hire, and we feel very confident with the employees that we promote to different supervisory or management positions.
Would you like to pass an anti-nepotism resolution, Director Rios, so you guys stop hiring your friends and family members?
I don't hire my family or friends. So what other resolution you want to talk about?
Well, I didn't say you, Director Rios. I said you guys, meaning the government. The government.
Time is up. Thank you for your comments.
Commissioner Director?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a clarification. So for the record, Patrick Gallagher, there is no relationship with anyone else relative to.
Employed by the county?
They happen to have the same name, but they are not related in any form or fashion.
Thank you for that clarification, Mr. Polomini.
Director?
Anyone else?
Commissioner Kenny?
Operator?
Director, I believe Commissioner Kenny.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, Commissioner Kenny?
I also believe in the rules that we adopt every year. Commissioners, what used to be freeholders, commissioners are not allowed to hire any relatives in the county.
Thank you.
Part of the code.
Operator, is there any other others in the queue?
Director, at this time, there is not.
Is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Mr. Kelso, is there anyone that has to vote on anything separately?
Yes, I believe Commissioner Tamaro has two resolutions.
Yeah, I have resolution 21-175 and 21-190. That's it.
And I believe that's all for commissioners. Then, Director, a motion would be in order to adopt a consent agenda consisting of resolution numbers 21-158 through resolution 21-232, excluding resolution 21-175 and 21-190, excluded by Freeholder Tamaro, to be voted upon separately.
Commissioner Tamaro, I know it's hard. I know it's difficult.
Go to our third meeting.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
County Commissioner Armwood,
Yes.
County Commissioner Escona-Barber,
Yes.
County Commissioner Kenny,
Yes.
County Commissioner Koppel,
Yes.
County Commissioner Nara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Tamara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Director Rios.
Yes.
And now, Director, we appropriate to consider the resolutions excluded by Commissioner Tamaro. And those are resolutions 21-175 and resolution 21-190.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call?
County Commissioner Armwood,
Yes.
County Commissioner Escona-Barber,
Yes.
County Commissioner Kenny,
Yes.
County Commissioner Koppel,
Yes.
County Commissioner Nara,
Yes.
County Commissioner Tamara,
Present, not voting.
County Commissioner Director Rios.
Yes. Okay, next we'll go into the public discussion, public portion on public discussion. Before I do that, again, participants on this call have the ability to speak during the public portion, and before participants are able to unmute themselves, they must press *9 to virtually raise your hand. When your hand is raised, you will be placed in the queue or virtual line to speak during the public portion. The moderator will ask participants to raise hands to unmute themselves. When this happens, the phone operator will instruct the participant to press *6 to unmute themselves. You will know when you've been unmuted and it's time to speak when you hear the operator say you're unmuted. When a participant has either completed their comments or told their allocated 5 minutes are up, they will be placed on mute by the moderator. They will also be placed on mute if you are out of order. We want to maintain a decorum and order. So to recap those updated instructions, you must press *9 to raise your hand, then press *6 when the operator tells you to do so in order to speak during the public portion. Moderator, is there anyone in the queue?
Oh, yes, Director, I will allow the first individual to speak.
Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Hello, this is Melissa Cedar from Piscataway. How are you?
Very good. How
Good.
are you?
I just wanted to commend the commissioners for utilizing state contracts, co-ops, et cetera, for all their purchases that I noticed on this agenda, as well as commend the roads and other departments that were involved in the snow removal from this last crazy snowstorm. And great job by everybody at the county, and thanks so much for all you do.
Thank you very much. Operator, is there anyone else in the queue?
Yes, Director, I will allow the next individual.
Please state your name and address, and you have 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. Charlie Cradaville, New Brunswick today. Wanted to follow up on the point that Freeholder Nara made about the ordinance. I'm not surprised it has the full list in the ordinance. I will, counter that the text of the ordinance is not available on the county website. At least I can't find it on the county website, and I would ask, why that is, and if maybe going forward, since there is a two-step process to passing ordinances, would you consider posting the text of the ordinance on the website so that we don't have to bother the clerk of the board to get the text of the ordinances that you're considering?
I'll have a discussion with county council and our administration tomorrow.
Great, thank you. And hope that you'll also include in that discussion, maybe putting the resolutions up there as well, putting the meetings on video and streaming them live, like so many other governments are doing. I do have to ask, maybe Mr. Kelso is the person to talk to unless the county clerk is there, but I'm curious what happened in Highland Park that, did we forget to have the election for the seat that was vacated, unfortunately, by the passing of Susie Welkowitz? There was a opening on the council, and it needs to be an election to fill that seat. She passed away July 3rd, but this seat was not put on the November ballot. Does anybody know why that happened? Is that in compliance with the state law?
Mr. Kelso, can you answer that?
Simply stated, there was a discrepancy with regard to the notice requirements to place it on the November ballot and the requirements for notice. And therefore, in consultation with the Attorney General's office, it was determined that it would be done through a special election, which was originally scheduled to be done last month, but because of the pandemic, it was moved to April.
Okay, so when you say discrepancy, does that mean an error or, a mistake?
Well, there was actually a question of the interpretation of the several statutes that appear to control it. And in consultation with the municipal clerk, there was a determination made in order to be prudent and to make sure there was clear, concise notification to the public. It was determined it was the most prudent to move it to a special election and to avoid any question of whether or not there was sufficient notice.
Okay, well, I am concerned about delaying elections. I know that Governor Murphy has now twice extended the terms of incumbent officials through executive order, not even, by signing a bill into law. And I think that the only thing worse than delaying elections is canceling them outright. So at the last meeting, I was reading a list of names of people who were responsible for all of the voters in the Democratic Party not getting a choice this year on their primary ballots for the county committee seats that we all know are neighborhood level direct representation, where the voters get to choose their representatives. And really the banana republic type stuff that these folks were able to use the pandemic to double the length of their terms. These folks were voted in for 2-year terms. They wanted double the length of their terms and just not have an election this year. And they are David Bander from Plainsboro, Elsie Foster Dublin from Highland Park, Scott Snyder from Monroe Township, Letitia Coughlin from Woodbridge, the sheriff of Middlesex County, Mildred Scott of Piscataway, David Lonsky of East Brunswick, Mindy Schiffman of Sayreville, Keith Jones II of the great city of New Brunswick, Khalid Anjum, who I know is a county employee. He's also the municipal chair in South Brunswick, and Iris Rodriguez, the vice chair in Perth Amboy. And all those folks were on the bylaws committee for the MCDO, where Kevin McCabe, led this awful proposal to take away an election cycle and actually take it away going forward and making these 4-year terms going forward. So I just wanted to ask this board if you approve of that. I know some of you might be on this committee, and you might have had a vote if you were on the call that night. And I'm hoping that one or more of you will be brave enough to say that you don't have the rights of voters to select their county committee reps.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Cradaville. Thank you for your comments.
Will any of you be?
Your time is up, Mr. Cradaville. Thank you. Operators, or anyone else in the queue?
Yes, Director, I will unmute the next individual.
Please state your name, address, and you have 5 minutes.
Jersey Watcher YouTube channel, broadcasting worldwide. Am I recognized?
Is this Crystal Macropolis?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay. First, I'd like to say to Freeholder Kenny that thanks for answering my questions every time I get done. Because I'm trying to learn things, and I appreciate that very much. And now, Director Rios, I want to say to you that, I know I might give you a hard time at every meeting, but I love calling it in every meeting, giving you a hard time. And at the same time, I just want to say I've been to many meetings throughout the state, and the meetings that you run, Director Rios. You never violate my right to speak. You always allow me to speak, and I really appreciate that. And I just want to say something good about you, that you're an American patriot. So thanks for that. I'd like to talk about the 18th District Assembly seat. Is Nancy Pinkin on the line right now?
I don't know.
Okay. This election between Joe Coyle and Sterling Stanley, I want to say about Sterling Stanley that he has low IQ, low energy, zero integrity, and he's morally bankrupt. Sterling Stanley declared a call to arms against South Edison. He declared a declaration of war against the residents of South Edison. He has no platform to run on other than not being white and not being from Edison, while promoting a militaristic and racist rhetoric. And many people have signed off on this. Those who have declared war on the residents of South Edison, the county clerk, Nancy Pinkin, Mayor Mittler, the racist Mayor Mittler from Highland Park, and the Highland Park Municipal Chair, Bruce Morgan, Mayor Bush of Metuchen, and Municipal Chair of Metuchen, Brian Tobley, Mayor Cohen of East Brunswick, and Municipal Chair David Lonsky of East Brunswick, Municipal Chair of Helmeta, Alicia Joy Bloom, Municipal Chair of South Plainfield, Christine Keefe, Municipal Chair of South River, Telly Kukurdelis. When you hypocrites denounce what happened in Washington, D.C., yet for years you sponsor Antifa and Black Lives Matter and enable them to take over cities for over 130 days, this is the atmosphere of racism that you created. And those are the voters that you pander to. You can't denounce what happened in Washington and not denounce what happened in Seattle, Antifa, all the Democratic promoted uprisings you guys did. Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman and others over-exaggerate the events of Washington because it fits in with your political narratives. I denounce Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman and her relatives who robbed a Toys R Us with assault rifles and now have government jobs. You low IQ, low energy, zero integrity, morally bankrupt people are turning the Democrat Party into a country club of racists and sex predators and a social club of domestic terrorists. Recently, Director Rios, I tried calling in to the Highland Park meeting. They completely violated my right to speak. I'm not allowed to expose them. The Highland Park Mayor, Mittler, is a Nazi. Elsie Foster Dublin, the councilwoman, and Kim Chohan, completely, I don't even know how they got their jobs. They promote to defund the police, but when the public meetings open up, these are the very same hypocrites who are first to use the police to violate my rights and other members of the public's right to throw us out of meetings. Let me repeat, these are the same people who promote to defund the police during election season, and then when the public meetings open back up, you use the police to throw them out, to throw out members of the public. That's absolutely disgusting. The Highland Park mayor went against Governor Murphy's executive orders, allowing a mass gathering to take place under the disguise of a George Floyd protest so they can campaign another election season. That's absolutely disgusting. Mayor Mittler, Councilwoman Foster Dublin, and Kim Chohan, like I said, they're the biggest Nazis and frauds, and I will expose them. I can't wait when the Highland Park meetings open up. They might be able to kick members of the public.
Your time is up. Thank you for your comments. Anyone else in the public, operator?
No, Director, at this time, no.